Good afternoon. For months, countries around the world have raised concerns about both the safety and efficacy of the AstraZeneca vaccine. As recently as last week, top doctors in the United States raised concerns about outdated information in AstraZeneca's U.S. vaccine. This comes after European countries paused the use of the vaccine after reports of blood clotting in some recipients. For weeks, Conservatives have been calling for clarity from the government regarding their recommendations surrounding the AstraZeneca vaccine. At the beginning of March, we sent a letter calling for an emergency meeting of the Health Committee when it was reported that the government would ignore the advice of NACI on giving the vaccine to seniors. At this meeting, I asked senior representatives from Health Canada if they were concerned about reports of blood clots occurring in persons who had received the AstraZeneca vaccine in Europe. Dr. Mark Berthome, a senior director at Health Canada, made the following statement. As with other vaccines, Health Canada conducted independent and thorough scientific reviews to determine that the benefits outweigh the risks for the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Health Canada has rigorously evaluated data available from clinical trials and real-world evidence and determined that this vaccine is safe to be administered to adults 18 years of age and older. About 2 weeks later, today, Canadians are learning that NACI will likely recommend that Canadians under 55 should not receive the AstraZeneca vaccine. This conflicting advice is highly concerning, given the fact that thousands of Canadians in this age group have already received the vaccine. Today, we are calling upon Prime Minister Trudeau to immediately do the following. Explain if Health Canada will accept the advice of NACI or not, and clearly communicate the same to provinces, as well as the rationale for doing so. There shouldn't be a patchwork of advice on this matter across the country. Furthermore, I just read the release that Health Canada issued regarding this particular matter. In the release, Health Canada does not say whether or not they are pausing the use. How did the Liberal government allow us to get to this point, and how did this happen? Half the vaccines that Canada is receiving this week are from AstraZeneca. Are those doses at risk of expiring anytime soon? And how will any decision to pull the vaccine affect projected supply of vaccines and, in turn, the potential spread of COVID-19? The Prime Minister also needs to explain if the decisions will be made to use of vaccines against the recommendation of NACI simply due to lack of supply. As with the questionable recommendation to extend the Pfizer dosing interval, I suspect on this issue to be the case. The fact that the Federal Minister of Health has been absent on this issue today is reprehensible. The question must be asked, where is she? The decisions must be made to protect the health and safety of Canadians, and she must explain what data and processes are being used to make decisions and why flip-flops on vaccine use are occurring on what seems to be a bi-weekly basis. To ensure uptake of the vaccine by Canadians, they deserve clarity and data from the federal government on safety. Health Canada is the agency clearly responsible for determining the safety of medical products. And this afternoon, the Prime Minister and the Health Minister have thus far allowed for ambiguity. We have called for an emergency meeting of the Health Committee to determine how this critical failure has occurred, and again, call upon the Prime Minister to deliver clarity on the use of the vaccine immediately. Thank you.
And we'll now take questions, starting with question on the phone. Quick reminder, one question, one follow-up per reporter. Nous allons maintenant prendre les questions. Commençons par les questions téléphone. Un petit rappel, une question suivie par journaliste. Opératrice, avons-nous une première question?
Thank you. Please press star 1 at this time if you have a question. S'il vous plaît, appuyez sur étoile maintenant pour poser une question. And there are no questions registered at this time. Nous n'avons pas de questions pour le moment. I would now like to turn the meeting back over to you. J'aimerais vous retourner la parole. Merci.
Once again, can you just explain the way to register for the question queue, just in case, because we've had some problems before?
Perfect. Please press star 1 at this time if you have a question. S'il vous plaît, appuyez sur étoile maintenant pour poser une question. When prompted, there will be, I'm sorry. Please state your name and media, and we'll open the line. There will be a brief pause while participants register for questions. Il y aura un court délai vous permettant de vous enregistrer dans la file d'attente pour la période de questions. Thank you for your patience. Merci de patienter. And there are no questions registered at this time. Nous n'avons pas de questions pour le moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. This concludes the press conference.